Well, hello, shell buddies, and welcome back to the Echoue Bijoux channel. Today, we're headed back out to Lido North. And since it was National Seashell Day, it was pretty perfect that we found both fossil and regular beach shells, too. Oh, it's just too nice to just leave it sitting there. That's gorgeous. Oh, a lovely little lightning whelk right there. Hello, Noblest. Apple Murex. Lovely lighter color. That's a beaut. Hey everybody, quick channel announcement before we take off and go to Lido. I am hosting another Come Shell With Me event for the full July moon, known as the Buck Moon, on July the 20th, starting at 4:30 in the afternoon, starting out near Paradise Grill in Paso Grill. There's more information later in the video between our shelling and shell ID. Let's go back out to Lido North and find some awesome shells for the sunset. We're going to find some cool shells and we're going to find some cool fossils before we even get on to the beach. Once again, we're back at North Lido Beach. We got to try out some shelling here. It's kind of working its way towards sunset, but it's earlier yet. Low tide is going to be at 6:28. So we're going to go out there for a negative 0.1, see if we can find anything fun out that way. A lot of wind offshore today. Not sure what that'll bring us. Haven't even hit the beach yet. And John turned this guy up. This is actually a fossil. We're standing in piles of fossils right now, actually, guys. The landscaping stuff that they use all over the state comes from here in Florida because we have tons of this stuff. And look at all of the fossil shells that we have already grabbed up here. John's been very busy.
In 2 minutes.
In like 2 minutes. So we're going to have some IDs that need doing when we get done today. We call them parking lot fossils, but in reality, these things didn't come from anywhere near this little beach area. They came out of pit mines. There are shell pit mines, sand pit mines, lime rock mines all over the state of Florida. Loads of it for use in concrete, some of it that's used only for DOT stuff, some of it's suitable for septic, some of it is suitable for beach renourishment, all different kinds of, that's just the sand. Never mind the lime rock, never mind the shells. Cool. Yeah, it's not a true tulip and it's not a banded tulip, it's a different kind of tulip. I'll be going into the book for this guy, but I believe this is an extinct one. I do believe. Right on. Whenever we come across these little random fossils, we try to save them. Because we know if we don't, either the weather's going to get it, or it's going to get washed away in a storm, or it's worse, going to go into a roadbed and get crushed. We pick up the fossils that we do find, and we are excited about them, because not only did they survive all that time, they survived being mined, being dumped on the ground, and survived a possible chance of getting put into a roadbed. Lucky little buggers. Couple of fun finds already. We haven't even hit the beach yet. Oh, is that my favorite? It is the left-handed opening Conus adversarius. I do love that shell. I love everything about it. I love its funky shape. I love its name. Everything. Well, babe, we gotta go to the beach before we miss low tide. Come on now. Oh, for heaven's sake. Killing me, Smiles. Yeah, I'm not fooling anybody. I'm just as bad as he is. You're killing me, Smiles. We're the only people I know that come to the beach to shell and end up shelling in the parking lot. Man, there's tons of littles in here. Holy crow. Look at these. Some cones and what looks to be an old horse conch.
Look.
There's another cone there. Yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff up here, actually. Oh, I do love fossils. You know I love fossils. Oh, wow. The turbinella and a cone there. And another cone there. And another cone. And another cone. Holy crap.
Chestnut turban.
Cool, nice skinny olive.
Oh my god.
There's some cool stuff here. Oh, no, they're not chestnut turbans, babe. They're nutmegs.
Nutmegs.
Busted up nutmegs, yeah.
Nutmegs. Another cone.
So apparently we can get fossils here too. Oh, look at this one. Little baby tulip. Oh, just the tip. And then that one looks like a drill.
Yep.
That's cool.
You're griping at me and look at you. Come on now, isn't this fun?
This is fun. I do like finding fossils. They're so fun. Another little tulip. There's a little baby gaudy moon. All right. Fun littles over here for sure. And there's these really long turbanellas. Look at these. Gosh, those are nice. There's another cone. There's another nutmeg. And a couple more like that weird one John found. And another. Ooh, we're gonna have to look at the books and find some of these guys. I'm not sure what some of these are. Oh gosh, there's a cone right in front of me. For heaven's sake. Look at that.
Uh-huh. I know.
Super cool. Look at this guy. Look at this one. Cool olive. Man, there's like mega cool stuff right here. This is very, very hard to walk away from. I'm not gonna lie. Look at all of these. So cool. Is that a spindle? Yeah. Huh. Oh my goodness. That looks like a beautiful Crasatella. Whoa. That olive is just too nice to just leave it sitting there. That's gorgeous. And look at this little teeny spindle down here. Oh my gosh. And another baby cone. Heavens. You gotta be kidding me. Jeez, I didn't even have to go anywhere to look for fossils to find fossils today. There's a little baby lace Murex. What else did I get? Little baby fighting conch. One of these guys. Little cone tip busted off. Okay, seriously, we gotta stop though. Oh, another lace. Wow. That. And a spindle. Oh my goodness. Okay, we gotta get out of here.
Well, let me show you what I picked up. I got another cone. I'm serious.
Oh, I do like those.
Yep.
Oh, I just hit myself in the foot with a shell I dropped. And it made me move my foot, and look what it was on. Another cone, an Adversarius. You gotta be kidding me. A little worm snail. Another turbanella. And another spindle. Yes, please. So why is it we find all of these fossils all the time in parking lots all over the whole coastal area around here in Central Florida? That's because of us having gone under and above sea level 4 times, if you remember me mentioning that in our fossil hunting video. With those water levels having fluctuated like that a number of times, there are places all over the state, where we literally mine this stuff and use it for road beds and for construction and all different kinds of stuff like that. Sarasota happens to be actually pretty famous in the fossil world because an Ed Petuck wrote a book about the fossil shells that are found around here. He did a lot of exploration in the APAC mines, one of which is now Nathan Benderson Park and a dragon boat venue. So this is the Nathan Benderson Park website, which is a well-known dragon boat racing facility now, actually. Pretty famous in the dragon boating world. But it used to be an excavation pit. It used to actually be part of APAC's mine systems. And here's some satellite shots to kind of show you what this used to be like. Now you'd never know because this whole thing is filled in with water. By the late 80s, they were done mining there. By the early 90s, Sarasota buys the area, buys a mine facility, and then over the course of the next decade and a half or so, they actually work with the Benderson family to transform this whole area into this aquatic nature center and dragon boat facility. There's even more development on the other side of this, kind of over toward where the mall is. There's a Tesla dealership that's gone in there. There's some other stuff that's been built over there. I want to say, I think there's plans for a hotel. Hey, the more you know. That actually used to be an old active shell pit. Shell pits will come and go. They'll mine one out a little while, be done with it, move to a different location, they get bought, they get sold. So over the years, there's been loads and loads of places that these different materials have come from. But Sarasota actually has a special place in the fossil world's heart because of Ed P. Tuck studying the APAC mine, studying all the levels he was able to see throughout there, and a number of incredible discoveries were actually made. Hundreds and hundreds of new unknown species. It was actually really cool. You can buy bags of this stuff, literally, at Home Depot and Lowe's. These big, giant white canvas bags. Some of them will have sand in them. Some of them will just be full of limestone chunks. Some of them are full of nothing but fossil shells. What these things are used for is not just road building and construction, but also for landscaping. So, when we are hitting the beach and we see a bunch of fossils all over the ground, we know pretty much almost certainly that it came from within our local area because this area is so rich and full of it. And we know what time frames these things are because of past study that had been done. And we know pretty consistently most of the stuff that we find around here is Pliocene or Pliopleistocene. Look at the coloring on that, or the discoloring, I should say. That's awesome. Look at these little guys. Here's some more baby Gaudis, little baby Whelk, another baby cone. Oh my gosh. Cones and cones and more cones. Yeah, so cool.
There's no serious in here. Right here.
So there is. There's another.
And right there.
And I got a baby one.
Yeah,
all right,
so
that's fun.
Look at all of the...
So we already did great shelling-wise on fossils, and we literally are 15 feet from the car. And my tiny jar is just about full. Hey, look, we gotta get out of here. We're not gonna go anywhere else if we get stuck over here. I know, I am too, but I really want to get on the beach, honey. I can't be this close to the ocean and not go to the ocean. Okay, is that the last one?
Is that an angel wing?
No, what it is a piece of like a scorched mussel, though. That's actually kind of cool. And you just stepped on an Imperial Venus. Good Grady. Fossil Imperial Venus, wow.
Here's the whole deal. Now I will not be disappointed no matter what happens.
You're at the beach, you shouldn't be disappointed anyway.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I mean...
Boy.
Found more than I found at Pass-A-Grill the last time we were there.
Pass-A-Grill and Finn spoiled you.
That was already a great trip. We can get back in the van and go home. And,
we will do no such thing.
But I'm just
We're
saying,
already here.
I'm just saying, we could get back in the van and go home, and we've already got a bunch of great finds. Come on, we've picked up like 14 cones already.
If not more.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of them. See broken sand dollars up in the high line. There's an olive. A nice one. Look how shiny. Wow. That's a nice lettered olive. Ooh. Beauty right there. Yeah, got some beach art here. Give a shout out in the comments if you did that. That's cute. Oh, wow. This is the lowest it's been here in a while for us. Gosh. How's it look in the water, honey? Feels good. It feels good. Well, I'm looking down and I'm seeing stuff in here. But it's a little tricky with all this wind rippling the water. So we've got another 20 minutes before we get to perfect low tide probably at this location. We can really feel the water pulling out. So it is still on its way out. Wow! And I just got hit back with a wave that I wasn't expecting. Hey, that's pretty good size. You right there? Like I'm not the only one that gets knocked off their feet by this stuff. You know, for it being low tide and offshore wind, some of this stuff's like kind of hard. Now that's where the sandbar is, over there, where the waves are breaking. You see all that mist coming off the water. We got a very stiff wind out here, very stiff offshore breeze. May actually be bringing forward some rain to the east coast a little later on this week. No, he's broken. That was a chestnut turban. Broken fighting conch. Oh, there's a nice big mossy arc. Where'd he go? Where'd you go, buddy? You gotta be here someplace. He's old. He's worn and grizzled. He's gonna be awesome in a shadow box. There's so much stuff rolling around in here. Gosh, just wish it was the teeniest little bit calmer. We ran into this the last time we came out here too. Of course, the tide was a lot higher at the time. I'd love to come back here another quiet day when we could see through the water better. All right, I just saw a moon snail. Where'd it go? Be on the lookout for a moon snail about that big, babe.
It's over.
I don't think so. I think I just saw it. Haha! Gotcha! Hello, moon. Aren't you nice? Awesome. Well, then there was more than one. Double bonus. There's quite a lot in here. Oh, look at that. Beautiful little. You got a Murex and I got a little Echoue Fighting Conch. Nice. What a fun outing. We haven't even hit low tide yet. Something just rolled past me that looked promising. Oh, his tip's broken. Alright, that's the one I just threw back. Put that one further up. That one's broken too. Alright, we're in a good zone though, babe. There's a lot of stuff in here. There's a nice little seraph. Very cool. Is that a mossy down there? No, a broken piece of sandbar. Something else weird. What's this? Oh, some worm colony base. That's really neat. That's really cool. It's a nice chunk of that. In the bag. Alright, I see a whelk. Can I get the whelk? I did. What a lovely little lightning whelk right there. How pretty. And I see a moon snail ahead of me. Oh boy. It's going to be delightful out here this evening. There he is. Very nice moon. Awesome. You know, when it's calm, look at all the shells all piled up over here. All kinds of stuff.
Nice stuff in there.
Yeah, I just picked up another moon snail and a whelk. Nice, babe. John's got a little baby whelk too. Is that? Nope. Not what I thought it was. About to go nuts thinking I found a shark tooth. Oh, gotcha. Just by the tail. It's a little lightning whelk. It's a little worse for the wear, but still cute. John just grabbed another whelk out too. Nice. Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, that's a whole lot better than a horse conch.
Speak for yourself. You know I love horse conchs. Alright, I had to change batteries already. Ah, it was a little piece of a crown conch. Wow. You can literally feel that water just like dragging the walker. Look at how it sank down in there. So we've got quite a bit of south to north travel here, especially with this low tide going on. So yeah, we're gonna head north, but we're certainly doing a-okay right where we are. Finding lots of fun things. Just gave away a nice horse conch to a family here on vacation. Found a limpet the size of my nose. I couldn't even do anything but giggle when I picked that up. And man, there's a lot of shells right where we're standing. Tide action is dragging things through the sand at us. Oh, there goes a cool worm snail. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, it was so neat. Well, I guess I lost it. Big pieces of whelk. Look at that. I make nice earrings, actually. Yeah, I feel it because I'm sort of sinking it in the sand a little bit. There's this little ridge here at the edge. Everything's really shifty over here. There's a hole here. Let's see. Anything fun? There's a murex. Yeah. Nice apple murex. Lovely lighter color. That's a beaut. Loving it. Reminds me of Clearwater a little bit. All sorts of stuff just zinging by. Boy, this is really soft. I don't know about you, babe, but I'm sinking. Walker and my shoes. Alright, I gotta move out of that hole. There's a lot of stuff over here to look at, boy. Got here, torn up old whelk, another nice juvenile fighting conch, very sweet. Just saw a moon snail tumble down that little hill. Let's see if we can find him. Uh-oh, that might have moved him. Oh, he was just a piece of a moon. I wish we'd met sooner in life, my friend. Nice big base scallop in there. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, that's in great shape. Here's a beautiful base scallop. Awesome. I know we want to work north, but I'm just circling back through this pile one more time now that it's a little calmer. See if I find anything good in here. Like a big fat tulip or a cone. That would be fun. Well, how about a fighting conch? That's beautiful. Look how pale and light with the purple. Oh, I I like that. That is a beauty. Look at that purple. Wow. Okay. That might be my shell of the night right there, besides the fossils. Oh, that stuff's pretty torn up. Whoa, there's a hole, and then another uplift right here. So yeah, it's kind of carving its own little shelf right there, piling the shells up. There's even shells and stuff out here this far out. Wow. I'm gonna look out at this little rack line, see if there's any more limpets up here. That's a buttercup lucine, and a nice one. Super pretty. Well, I went the other direction, so John's way ahead of me, but I'm gonna try to catch up with him. See what we can find up there. It's kind of fun just walking through the water, seeing what pops in and out of view. Oh my. Is that a turkey wing? Yeah. Nice one too. Let's rinse them off. Alright, we were trying to shell on the water. There's not much there. And those waves are really powerful. Knocked us off of our feet a couple of times already. Oh yeah, he's cool. He's nice. I have a pinkish tone in that one. That's cool. He's been around a while, but that's okay. I do not mind. Let's go home, buddy. Alright, so we've walked our way north a little bit. And we kind of ran out of the shells, so to speak, so we're heading back south. I'm going to stay here for a minute and play with the coquinas. I love these little guys. And waves wash them out, and then when it gets quiet, they take off and bury themselves. Look how bright that one is. Oh, he's pretty. Hoping this wave set was almost done. I think tide's turned back the other direction. Oh man. Yeah, I felt like tide coming in. Good gravy. A lot of force behind some of that water. How about this guy? Oh, that last wave that smacked me kind of hurt. Oh. Unintended spinal adjustment. Ooh. Oh, that's a nice turkey wing. Really nice. He's a beauty. I think I see a whelk. Oh, just a piece. Would have been a pair of whelk though. At least it's a little quieter and not as crashy over here now. Move down a little bit. Awesome. I think I see a nice whelk. I do. Oh, behold. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yes, ma'am. That's a beautiful lightning whelk. Look at the colors on this one. What a stunner. Beauty, beauty, beauty. There's another one. There's another beautiful little whelk. How sweet. I'm watching to see what else I see pull out of that sand. A couple of really nice whelks right here. That was great. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Uh-oh. Do I have water? I got splashed. I think in front of my camera did. I'll have to take a look. Oh yeah, lots of water on there. Mercy, those waves are hitting me hard. I don't know. They're probably hitting not as hard as they usually do. It just feels harder today. Not sure why. How you doing over here, babe? How you doing over here?
Couple of olives.
Oh, there's a whelk, there's a whelk, there's a whelk. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, there, he's by the walker. Oh, bummer. Where'd it go?
How big?
This is 4 or 5 inches. I don't know, 3, 4 inches, something like that. Yellowish. It's right here. I just lost it. It cannot have gotten far.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Oh, oh, stop moving. Stop moving so I can pick you up. Yeah. Yes. There we go. I just gave one of those away. So that's okay. The universe gave me one back. Awesome. Holy cow.
Wow, that changed real fast.
Dang. Oh, jeez. Ah!
That really changed.
Yeah, when the tide starts to come back in, it kind of, when it's coming in, it's coming in. Did you find that whelk?
Right here.
Oh, goody. There. Oh, I saw it too. It's over here. I saw it. Oh. There it is, babe. Is it pretty worn, tore? Yeah, he's tore up. That's alright. That's a shadow box shell right there. I make stuff out of the things I find, so
Yeah.
I get the broken and busted ones. I'm like, that's a shadow box shell.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, now that the tide's coming back in, it's definitely washing in some good stuff. Whelks now are starting to show up. Alright, we got a little break in the action here. Maybe I'll be able to see a couple things. Oh, what's that? Ah, big broken whelk. Oh, man. I do not know why this is hurting me so much today, but gosh. Wow.
Bunch of red-eyed moon snails. They're called moons.
Oh, look. Speaking of the moon, look at the moon. Hello, Noblesse. Ooh, you're pretty too. Awesome. I heard you say something, but I couldn't make out what.
I had you a scalp you're gonna love, and the wave washed it right out of me.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. My feet keep cramping up like this, and these waves keep hitting like this. I'm gonna end up in the water instead of standing. Watch it. There we go. Nice mossy arc. Cool. Very cool shell. Oh, a nice turkey wing down there, though. I don't know where that went either. Where did it go? Where did it go? Well, that's long gone now, I guess. Look at that sand blowing that right off the beach into the water. Wow. It's like looking at snow. Dare I say it. None of that around here. Are these waves hurting you too, or is it just me? Are the waves making you hurt when they hit you, or is it just me?
No, they're just knocking off.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely having issues with that myself. See if I can see anything in the water here, out here. A little further back from where the waves are kind of crashing, but it kicks up a lot of silt when they come through, so no, I can't. Well, there's a mess of olives in here if you're fast enough to catch them. Alright, I gotta stop for a second. My foot's killing me. Now at this point I have gotten up onto the shore, gotten my shoes off, and I'm trying to stretch the cramps in the balls of my feet out a little bit so that my toes won't go different directions. So I'm basically not really moving around or doing anything, and I'm starting to sink into this sand. And as I go to lift my walker up, poof, one of the feet completely gone. Uh-oh. I know, I'm looking for it. It's in the sand right here. I haven't been anywhere else in the last couple minutes. I was standing over here trying to get this cramp out of my foot, and I'm sinking. So if it's in here, watch, it just on its own, stuff is going down like that. So if it's in the sand, it'll be down 2 or 3 inches. We're probably not going to find it. I bet. Jeez. Well, I guess we'll stop. That wind's insane. Look at it on those waves where they break, just carrying it right back over. Wow. There go the skillers. What a beautiful evening here on Lido. Alright, I have a walker malfunction. I lost one of the rubber stoppers and all the soft stuff sunk down in, and it sucked it right off of the foot. So, and my feet are driving me crazy, so I'm gonna take my shoes off and we're gonna try this. See if I can manage this with the stopper missing, because I'm sinking down like crazy. I don't know if this is gonna work. Might have to call it for equipment malfunctions tonight. We'll see. It does feel a little better walking barefoot though. Not cramping up quite as badly. I can't believe I'm saying this, but that sand is actually stinging me in the back of the leg. That's how hard the wind's blowing. Is he rolling in and rolling out? Right there. is. Let's see if he's open. Hey, buddy. Oh. There you go. See you later, friend. There's a nice olive. Alright, don't run away, buddy. Where'd you go? Oh. Yeah, bigger one. No, another one with some nice marking on it. Got him. Let's see. Oh, he's not bad. Most of his tip is there. Ow! Yikes. Look at that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable wind. Pretty amazing when the wave comes at you and starts to crest over and the water starts blowing in the air in the other direction. Oh, was that a fighting conch or a cone? Right by me. Gosh, where'd it go? Gotcha. Nope, just a fighting conch. Beat up fighting conch. Oh, he rolled. He looked like a cone for a minute. Alright, hun, this is really hard for me with... I'm gonna go back and sit down, okay? Oh, this is really tough without that little bottom part on the walker. I keep sinking and losing my balance. Well, it's a beautiful evening out here on Lido, other than that wind kicking the sand at us and stinging us a little bit. But unfortunately, my feet won't stop cramping, and I lost a foot off the walker. So, I'm having technical difficulties. Gonna have to call it a night. But we weren't here all that long, and I think we did pretty well. There's some pretty good stuff in there. What's in your bag, babe? All right. So yeah, we had another lovely evening here at Lido Key. Beautiful night. Thank you, Lido Key, for all the pretty things that you gave us this evening. And I really wish you would have given me the bottom back off of my walker tip. All right, seriously? Seriously? Just blew out the back of my shoe. Yep, we're calling it. What a night. First I broke the walker, then I broke my shoe. Now before we get into the shell ID portion of this video, I did want to make a quick announcement about the Come Shell With Me event. So last year I hosted an event called Come Shell With Me. We did it in July. We met at DeSoto and then went over to Paso Grill to the Rocks. We tried to do it again in August for the Blue Moon, which was the second full moon in a calendar month, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, Idalia had other ideas for us, so we ended up having to move it and having to move days, all kinds of stuff like that. But we had such a good time at the first one that I really wanted to do it again this summer. So we are going to get together on July the 20th, that is a Saturday, starting off at 4:30 p.m. at the Paradise Grill in Paso Grill, Florida. It's up in St. Pete. And Paradise Grill is above where they are doing the dredge project. So stuff southward of there may or may not be blocked off for the dredging project, but the area around Paradise Grill and north of Paradise Grill, as well as the dog beach, are all going to be wide open and available to be shelled very easily. So come on out and we're gonna go find what we can out at Paradise, and it should be a great afternoon. Always so many cool shells over there by Paradise Grill. I've found speckled talons there in the past, alternate talons, baby horse conchs, all sorts of cute little tinies. There's always loads of stuff all over that whole area. So come on down, bring some friends, and let's go shelling. I will be available throughout the day for an ID session and for a quick Dremel demonstration. We didn't get to do this last time because I had absolutely no place to plug anything in because the covered pavilions at Fort DeSoto were taken that day. So I will be charging up my battery powered one, showing you what it is that I do and how I do it, and IDing lots of your shells and fun finds for you. And after we get done shelling, we can get a bite to eat either at Paradise Grill or the Hurricane, which is very close by. Lots of things to see and do downtown in Paradise Grill, Paso Grill area, even with all the dredging stuff going on. The businesses are still open, the beaches are still open, so there's lots of fun to be had. Now, parking will be a little bit difficult since half the parking down over that way has been blocked off because of the dredging projects. So if you're going to come, I suggest trying to get there a little bit early if you can and see what you can find for parking. It's going to be a trick for me, I'm sure. My Facebook page is called Echoue Bijoux Shell Buddies. I'll go ahead and put it in here on the screen so you can see what it looks like. And here you can take a look at the event and see what's going on. We've already got people coming, already got people saying they're interested. So come on down, have a good time. We should have a blast out there that evening and see a beautiful sunset. All right, now that you have the basics, you can head on over to my Facebook page, my personal Echoue Bijoux page or Echoue Bijoux Shell Buddies page. There's an event on both of those posted so that you can sign up and let me know how many goodies I need to bring for the giveaways. Ooh. Last year I gave people interesting stuff like bags and t-shirts that I had done up. This year, you never know what I'm going to bring. So mull that over, head on over to Facebook, consider signing up for our little fun adventure outing on the 20th. Again, July 20th, starting at 4:30, meeting at Paradise Grill in Paso Grill, St. Pete, Florida. All right, let's get back to the video and go take a look at these shell IDs because we found some really cool stuff. So here we have all of our goodies from Lido Key on that sunset trip that we just went on. How fun is that? You can see we have modern stuff and fossil stuff here. This side would be what John found. This side would be what I found. So let's take a look at some of what we got. Alright, so got some worm colony base here. Buttercup lucine and a base scallop. Some nice fighting conchs, including knobless and knobbed, which is pretty cool. Also, I loved the color of this. Look at that purple on the inside of that. Shows down at the stromboid notch. That's where I first noticed it. Was right around this area here. And then when I saw how pretty it was inside, I was like, ooh, I love it. I love it. Got a couple of juveniles too. John did as well. Some knobless and some knobbed. We got a selection of whelks. He picked up quite a few olives. I didn't pick up as many. I only grabbed a couple of them that I like the colors on. And what else did we get? We got some moon snails. We got a mossy arc over here. A couple more here. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a turkey wing. Turkey wing. That's a mossy arc. John found a piece of a Genonia. We also got a couple of little crown conchs here. Moon snails were really nice, and I sort of wanted to show you this on the moons. Okay, see the difference in the bottom of them? This one's little foot is broken off, but see how they sort of have, some of them have more of a scooped out area than others. Another thing you want to look at too is shape. Look how much flatter this guy is than this one here. So it's interesting when we look back at the fossils that we see this same kind of stuff. For example, our moon snails of today, you can see these are shark eyes. They're not Paul Newmans because they're not blue. But then look at these in the fossil record. See that little, like an ice cream swirl almost at the top. That's how you know these guys are gaudies. They're the fossil gaudy nauticas. Our regular moons don't have that. Even the older ones that are not gaudies, that are still regular moon snails, see, there's a progression, a tapering, without that ice cream scoop effect. So that's something that's pretty cool to see in those. Thought that was neat, and you guys would get a kick out of that. So yeah, let's talk about some of these fossils. We got some really neat, old, interesting stuff. Here's one of them. This is a fossil gaudy as well. See that ice cream swirl scoop? Now he's really discolored. But you can also see these hatched in lines that come out radially from the center here. And you'll see them on the smaller ones as well. A little easier to see actually when they're not discolored. But this guy is an extinct relative, not a direct ancestor. I've got one of my books open here for you. This is the Brayfields book. And let's just take a look at fossil moons for a second. Your regular shark eye. See, no ice cream scoop looking shape there? But up here, we find it with these nice and sized lines. See that around that scoop area? Thought that was kind of cool to show. Another really fun one to take a look at here is some of these tulips. Now, you might recognize this shape. Might be thinking this is a little stretched out and a little stretched out. That's because they are. These are also one of those early relatives that went extinct but is related to a shell that we know from today. These guys would both be pre-runners to your bandids and your true tulips, these ones. Actually, these would be the bandids. The one forerunners to the true tulips are squatter and fatter, actually. All kinds of fun things to learn about these shells. Now, what else do we have in here? John found a piece of Junonia, which he was really excited about. We got a nice apple murex as well. And you got some other interesting things. We found quite a few cones, as you can see. Now, if you look in just your basic books, you're only going to find the Conus adversarius. But there are multiples in that Conchoconus family that will open on this side. They may not be the adversarius. For that information, we have to go to my bigger fossil atlas from Pituck. Well, after looking at all of our little Conchoconus guys, taking a look at all of them, and you can see this page here in the Pituck book, plate 230, plate 96, page 235, plate 95, page 233. We've got quite a few cones. The Conchoconus starts here. These all open on that opposite side, as do these. So then you have to take a look at what the shape of the tip is like. Some of these are much wider and squatter on top. Some of them are more stretched out, more narrowed and drawn. So you have to take a very close look at them to actually figure out whether or not they're an adversarius or if they're a different version. Now the adversarius, he kind of has his point lean to the side. He can come up pretty sharply. Some of the others seem a little more centered and don't lean quite as hard. Others are very drawn out. If I had to be pressed for an answer, I would say all of these guys are the adversarius. Now you can see also we've got a bunch of other cones here. There's just a little hint of some color on some of these. Some of these guys are going to be alphabet cones, but not all of them. Now back to our book. We can see here we've got a number of pages of cones. Loads of them. Many of them with spots on them that resemble the alphabet cone. So the first thing you do is find the one in here that is actually the alphabet cone. Then, if your shells don't look like what you know the known one is, start looking for the other ones. Start looking at the shapes, the spires, whether or not there's grooves on it, whether or not there's a pattern on it. Another thing that makes checking these guys out a lot more tricky is some of the older books versus some of the newer books have differing information. For example, in my Brayfield book, this one would be what you would call a Conus wacamaensis. And they figured it from to be common in the South Carolinas. they ended up finding out later that it's actually Lithoconus chericus, and originally was described as coming from Waccamaw Formation in Myrtle Beach area, but now known to be confined to the pinecrest beds of southern Florida. So that's one of these guys here, and they have these cool little like lines in them. They're very difficult to describe. That little indentation and then swoop up to the peak. Now mostly when we find these, they don't have any of their original coloring on it. They've absorbed something else and they're dark. But they have this light set of bands that goes across them where these little lines are in the shell. So that's what gives this guy away, is his shape and his lines, although I've got differing information in 2 different books. So that's what makes the fossil stuff so tricky. That's what makes it so hard to actually figure these things out and identify them with. And it's even harder with bivalves, since I don't have a book about that. I only have the book on the gastropods. Hopefully I'll be able to find one with bivalves with this kind of information in it, though, because this is really superior to what I have in my other 2 books. These are great to get started with, and I love them. And when I need to find something fast, I shoot through them quick. Then I'll dig into this book a little harder and go looking. Florida's got more than just 4 or 5 different kinds of cones. What we find now are typically your alphabet, your sterns, jasper and duskies, and that's pretty much kind of it. We don't have a huge variety, but in the fossil record we certainly do. Lots and lots of cones. All of these are all cones. And then we get to the others. Now this here and this here, they look pretty similar, don't they? But when you take a little bit closer look at them, you realize, okay, well this only has these verticals and then this kind of beaded thing going around it. Well, this has got horizontal and vertical with more like a cord, like a line going around it. And in my little lovely book here, the Brayfield's book, we've got 2 forms of turrets, which makes sense because we've got a lot more of the turrets and terebrides all found in the same stuff with these guys. But this one is Crassospira perspirata, this one here, and then these little guys are Cymatasyrinx lunatas. Most of what we have here is in my hand is Pliocene. This one, the perspirata, collected in middle Caloosahatchee beds found only in the Pliocene. And the Cymatasyrinx, lower Caloosahatchee beds, Pliocene. Both of them are extinct. Both of them, you won't find live versions of these shells anywhere, and both of them being Pliocene are a few million years old, so that's pretty cool. This is helpful too. Here's a shell you would recognize if you found it on the beach, whether it was a fossil or not. This is the common nutmeg. These shells are found in the fossils with Pliocene and Pleistocene stuff, and it's a relative of the nutmeg, not a direct nutmeg, but a relative of it. A couple more of his little friends over here. This is not so much exact for our casual hobbyist, but if somebody was actually a paleontologist and studied marine invertebrate paleontology here in Florida, they would be able to tell you a little more in depth about what point exactly that some of these come out of. That's what this is about. Caloosahatchee bed, pinecrest bed, or in this case, P-tuck units. What these refer to. Let's see if I can find it here. What these refer to are different layers, different levels that have different stuff. This whole thing, let's say that this is 20 meters, okay? 70, 80 feet. But you can see there's stuff that's repeated here and here, here and here, here again. So there are different layers at different points in time based on were we above sea level, were we below it. And he labels these P-tuck units. One of these will be earlier in range in the Pliocene, one will be later. By earlier, I mean further down. Later, I mean further up close to the surface. But check this out, how we have these oyster units But at different points we had nothing but oysters, and they made these big solid layers. And these with the worm snails too. Knowing what unit these came out of can sort of help you figure out what time frame these are. And these units are all very well explained and broken down in his book. Talks about dates, ranges. There's a certain level of depth. It's known as just Cancelaria zone. Another that's known as the Echoue zone. But I'm fascinated with it, and I want to share that fascination with you guys. I want you to appreciate the cool stuff that we have here in Florida, not just on our beaches, but came from really old, ancient beaches too. A couple other fun ones to talk about too. Now, if you were to look at these two shells, you would think they're pretty close. But if you look closer, you'll see the ribbing is wider on this one, and the foot is pointier. So we get these Pliocene deposits and then Pliocene to recent deposits of shells that look like this. Some of them are beautiful crassatellas, the old fossil beautiful crassatellas, and some of them are the Anomalocardia calusana. And that's what we have here, the Anomalocardia calusana. Extinct, but very similar to a living pointed Venus. And you can tell looking at it that its ribs match that and not that. Now this guy, on the other hand, his ribs are less pronounced. There's more of them. They're closer together. And there's a little snub spot kind of over here that does not appear to be broken, but it appears to be how the shell is made. If we bring it up here and we look at the hinging mechanism in this area a little more closely, we see it's just chipped here a little bit. And this one is the beautiful crassatella. So two shells that look a lot alike, that are similar, but are different species. No explanations needed here. We know lace murexes and their relatives when we see them. Look at those frilly edges. Aren't those beautiful? And just as an aside, there's a lot of murexes from the fossil record in the murex family that look nothing like apple and lace murexes. It's pretty amazing. There's some more fun little guys. The Mitracompsa. These, they're not usually hugely big. They're very ridged. You can feel them, like the complete texture on them. You can see that texture on the outside of the shell when you're holding it in person. So these are a Pleistocene shell and extinct also. Here's one we know. Triplophusus giganteus. The horse conch, from Pliocene to recent. And here's one we don't really know. Here's one we don't see very often. Fusenius calusensis. Pliocene to Pleistocene deposit, now considered extinct, but a relative of the turnip spindle. Turnip spindles are not a shell that we find around here, so to be able to find their little fossil friends is a lot of fun. And of course, my favorite find from that day, besides some of the really cool fossils, another neat stuff that we got, a lucky limpet, a big keyhole lucky limpet. Let's decide on working with a few of these. Now, these were just rinsed. I haven't washed them. That's why the fossils are still kind of dirty and icky. So some of them look pretty rough. They're going to look better after they at least get some soap and water on them. There's a few of them I'd like to do specific things with. Number one, I want a necklace out of that. That's great. That's just great. And I like this little Conus adversarius too. He's in really nice shape. He's really cute. That would make a nice little necklace and earring set. And you can see some spots on both of these. So it might be fun to take a black light to these a little later on when it's darker, see what we can see on them. I'm also in love with the color of this. I want to see if cleaning it does anything to change it. I don't think that it will. It might. But I'm just in love with that crazy sediment discoloration on this shell. I think that's really cool. And then of course we have this piece of a J. I'm gonna make that into a necklace too. That is awesome. I definitely want to make a necklace out of that one. And I don't mind doing so with this because I have a number of these kicking around. This is a fossil, and this is a fossil. We find not all the time, but routinely, regularly. So I can go ahead and make something with that. And I also like these two here, and I like these two little mini gaudis. I think they would make a cute pair of earrings. So there we have it. Once again, a little peek into some fossils. Had some fun with those. Had some fun finding regular stuff out there too. All in all, it was a really good time out at Lido. Oh, how fun was that? Lido North, once again, knocking it out of the park. Between the fun little fossils we found before we even hit the beach and all the other cool stuff we found at the beach, we had a really, really good time out there at North Lido, once again. So tell me in the comments, what one was your favorite? Were you digging the modern? Were you interested in the fossils? If so, tell us what your favorite shell find from this video was. If you want to see more content from Lido Beach and some of the things that you can find there at both Lido North and Lido South, take a look at the end for the linked playlist, and it'll have all kinds of cool Lido videos there for you to check out further. Thanks so much for coming along on another fun shelling adventure. And remember, if you want to find goodies like these yourselves, some cool parking lot fossils, some cool stuff on the beach, then you know what you need to do. Get out there and go shelling!